Hello guys, Crew Master here, and today I am going to show you a deck profile. This is a deck profile of Gagaga, spell, and like the Magicians as well. So I guess you could just call it a Magician deck that uses a lot of Gagaga monsters, and also like the Dark Magician and the Dark Magician Girl, and it's based around XC summoning. Now, one thing I will say is this deck, it is very playable as is, but I do have an updated version, and I also have a version of this deck that incorporates not only XCs but fusions using Eye of Timaeus, which is pretty cool, and it's also based around getting like more easily getting the Dark Magician on the field as well, and it's actually a really cool playable deck. First, I am going to go over the extra deck. So here are the cards that we're going to be kind of focusing around while we're playing this deck. Slacker Magician, she can be very helpful as far as defense goes. Number 104 Masquerade, awesome effect, good attack. His effect is, during either player's battle phase, when an opponent's monster effect is activated, you can detach 1 XC's material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. Once per turn, you can send the top card of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. So, there we go. He's really helpful. We have Alchemic Magician. She's very good for boosting her own attack with all the spells in your graveyard. As well as searching for the spells that you would like to use, so that's what she's useful for. And Norito, the Moral Leader, he's a really good negate card for spells and traps, and he has 2700 attack. In another version of this deck, I do have number 11 Big Eye, and that is an extremely helpful card, especially if, you know, your opponent has a really strong monster, and he's just helpful all the way. So those are the cards that we're going to be focusing on. Now, let's look at the deck itself, and I'll kind of explain things as we go over it. Okay, so I have this starting on traps, but I think I want to start you guys with monsters so that I can show exactly what's going on here. So here are all the monsters in the deck. I have about 18 monsters. It's a 40-card deck. We have 1 Gagaga Child, 3 Dark Magician, 2 Dark Magician Girl, wait no, 3 Dark Magician Girl, a skilled Dark Magician, good for getting the Dark Magician on the field. Oh yeah, and also with Dark Magician Girl, you may have, like, since we have 3 Dark Magician in our deck, you may have, I don't know, a few Dark Magician in the graveyard, so she'll get an attack boost by 300 for every Dark Magician in either player's graveyard, so that's why she's useful. The Magician of Faith, very good for recycling spells. Breaker the Magical Warrior takes out 1 card from the back row, and he gains 300 for every counter on him. There's only 1 counter, but Double Costin, good for helping you get your Dark Magician on the field. Spell Recycler, again, recycle spells. That's kind of obvious. Gagaga Magician, really good for XC summoning. So that's what this is based around. We have 3 Gagaga Magician. Gagaga Girl, we have 3 of her too. So those are all of those. And I would also like to say that usually in another version I also have 3 Child as well. Those are just all the cards that help you XC summon. And so yeah, there we go. Those are all of my monsters. So let's go over the traps now. I have Call of the Haunted. It's actually really helpful for XC summoning. I have 2 of those. Sakuretsu Armor, Mirror Force, 1 of those, 1 Defense Draw, 1 Nightmare Wheel, Spellbinding Circle, Gagaga Shield, very good for defending your spellcasters. This is a great card for that. Magical Cylinder, again, more defense, and those are all of our traps. I believe we have 9 traps, and there we go. And we have about 12 spells or something. I don't remember. 13. Okay. So we have 13 spells in here. We have 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, Onomatopoeia, very good for searching a Gagaga monster. Dark Hole, 2 Mage Power, good for like powering up your monsters, and you can use the effect of Alchemic Magician in order to get that on the field and power up Alchemic Magician while she's still getting powered up by more spells. So that's one of the very useful things about Mage Power. Dark Magic Attack, when you have the Dark Magician on the field, it takes out your entire opponent's back row. Book of Moon, again, I'm pretty sure that's pretty self-explanatory. It's a great staple. Upstart Goblin, some draw power for you. Allure of Darkness, really cool card. Some more draw power. This actually has a lot of draw power in it. 2 Ancient Rules, really helpful for getting the Dark Magician on the field. And 2 Magical Dimension, not only does it put a spellcaster on your side of the field, but it also destroys one of your opponent's monsters, which is a great thing. So that is the entire deck, and as you can see, it does multiple things. It puts, you know, more spell. It puts like the Dark Magician and the Dark Magician Girl on the field. The Dark Magician Girl can get a power boost for every Dark Magician in the graveyard, and it's really good for XC summoning, very efficient, and it can easily, just because of Norito, the moral leader, just wipe out, like, it can really negate spells and traps good for you. So that is the good thing about this deck, and I hope you guys liked it. I will be releasing a updated one soon, and I will also be releasing one that consists of this basic deck, only there are a few things changed about it, and it has the Eye of Timaeus in it, and it's really helpful that way. And usually when I have that, I have some more fusions as well. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and like this video if you enjoy this deck profile. Goodbye.